So we're in the Easter season. Where were you on Easter Day?
I was at the cathedral on Easter Sunday morning.
Mm-hmm. And how did that go?
I thought it went really well. The 10 o'clock service, often a big service, was a very big service this year.
Fantastic.
I think we were beyond COVID affecting the numbers.
Ah.
COVID's still around, but we had a great turnout.
And that seems to be indicative of other parishes around the diocese.
I've certainly picked up some very welcome feedback about good attendances.
Let's drill down on Easter, because according to Paul, without the resurrection, there is no faith. What's your view on the current state of resurrection studies within theological circles?
Well, I noticed this year, seemingly in absence of articles in news media around the world, normally there's an article or two pouring great doubt and scorn on the idea that Jesus rose from the dead.
What about your own personal views? What do you find most compelling about the resurrection and the evidence for that?
I find three things really compelling. One is the united witness of the Gospels that the tomb was empty, and that needs explaining. Then secondly, and the explanation I think is, there are many appearances of Jesus to his disciples, recounted in the Gospels, particularly recounted in 1 Corinthians 15. A conviction across a wide number of people who would not all have been psychologically the same, that Jesus had risen from the dead and had appeared to them personally. And the third thing is simply the growth of the church. On the day Jesus died, the next day when he was buried, everyone was dispirited. It was the end. And then something happened, and the Christian faith grew in Jerusalem, Judea, Galilee, throughout the Roman Empire. I believe that growth is accounted for because of that conviction that Jesus had risen from the dead.
Okay. So those three kind of historical data points, the empty tomb, the resurrection appearances, and the origin of Christianity itself, kind of combined to make quite a strong, compelling case for the evidence of the resurrection.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Just on another tangent, an American writer coined the phrase, "We are an Easter people living in a Good Friday world," which is more of a devotional side of the resurrection, I think you'll agree. What do you make of that quote?
I love it. I think it's really important for us in our hope and joy of the resurrection that we acknowledge that it is a Good Friday world. There are a lot of troubles, a lot of difficulty, a lot of people dying through war and starvation and conflict, and in our country despair and difficulty, and people going hungry and without homes. It's a Good Friday world. And so we need, in our personal joy that Jesus has risen from the dead, and we know that, and we're experiencing that resurrection life ourselves, to nevertheless anchor ourselves into the reality of the world for people who do not know the risen Jesus.
Yes. Fantastic. Well, welcome to another exciting episode of Faith Question.